Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. We have Larry Fink from BlackRock talking about Bitcoin and digital assets. Now this news is making me more bullish than I have ever been, right? Larry Fink is saying that they're talking with institutions about allocation and that digital assets remind him of the mortgage market in the early days, which is now worth around $11 trillion. And so there is a lot of upside potential for the cryptocurrency market. And so if you enjoy this type of content, do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe for future videos. And so let's go ahead and jump right into it. Here we are going to be watching a clip here from Larry Fink and BlackRock on their Q3 earnings call. But before we do that, I'd like to take a look at the chart here for Bitcoin. Now we're currently trading around $65,770. And so we're looking at the bigger picture here. We are zoomed out. And so as you can see here, since we hit the top around $67,000 in November of 2021, we have been forming a massive cup and handle pattern. And so we have been consolidating since March of earlier this year in the handle pattern here, continuously trading back and forth. However, we're getting very close to breaking to the upside there. And so this is typically a very bullish pattern. As you can see here, we have the cup and then the handle. And then once we do break to the upside here, this is very bullish. And so I did go ahead and open up a long position here, especially after watching the Q3 earnings report with Larry Fink. And so if you're interested in opening up a long position as well, you can check out the link underneath the video to Margex. And so let's go ahead and check out that video here.
I wanted to ask about your ambitions in digital assets to maybe change it up a little bit. It seems like one way or another we're going to have a new president next year who's going to be more friendly to the industry. And while it could take some time to see new rules and regulations, I'm just wondering, what do you see as the key opportunities for BlackRock that this change in posture from Washington could unlock, sort of beyond the ETF business and some of the other custody things you do? Thank you.
Well, first, I'm not sure if either president or other candidate would make a difference. I do believe the utilization of digital assets are going to become more and more of a reality worldwide. Conversations we're having with institutions worldwide, conversations about how should they think about digital assets, what type of asset allocation there should be. I mean, we believe Bitcoin is an asset class in itself. It is an alternative to other commodities like gold. And so I think the application of this form of investment will be expanded to the role of Ethereum as a blockchain can grow dramatically. So if we can create more acceptability, more transparency, more analytics related to these assets, then it will be expanded. But I truly don't believe it's a function of regulation, of more regulation, less regulation. I think it's a function of liquidity, transparency, and then through that process, no different than when you years ago when we started the mortgage market, years ago when the high yield market occurred, started off very slow, but it built as we built better analytics and data, and then through better analytics and data, more acceptance and a broadening of the market. And I truly believe we will see a broadening of the market of these digital assets. And then we'll see how does each and every country look at their own digital currency. That's a very different asset than a Bitcoin in itself. But I do believe what we're going to witness as we build out better analytics, and then the question is, as you mentioned, regulation. How do we see in this country the role of digitizing the dollar? And what role does that play? That's a very different question related to like, let's say, Bitcoin and other items like that. But all of that is going to be under discussion. And what we're witnessing in other countries, that we're seeing big success in India and Brazil in the digitization of their own currency for various different reasons. But we believe the technology of these blockchains are going to become very additive, and then you overlay AI and having better data and analytics, the applicability and the broadening of these markets will occur.
So I mean, you can hear it there from Larry Fink, right? He's mentioning that we are still very early in the process of digital assets. Right, he's comparing it to the early stages of the mortgage market, right, which is worth $11 trillion today. The crypto market today is worth around $2.3 trillion, right? We can see we're at $2.29 trillion right now. And so there's a lot of growth for the digital asset market, right? There's a lot of room for Bitcoin to continue to push up. We're going to start seeing utilization. And I think that is something to start focusing on, right? We hear Larry Fink say that all the time, that tokenization is the next step. And so Bitcoin was the first step with the ETF, and we're going to start seeing some type of utilization and tokenization of assets moving forward. And so I would recommend looking into those projects. There's a lot of utilization. Once we start seeing that take place, we're going to see the cryptocurrency market explode. And so I definitely think that's something that's very bullish for the cryptocurrency markets moving forward, is the utilization of this technology. And so in addition to that, right, we're still in the early stages. However, Larry Fink was very against cryptocurrencies. Same with Jamie Dimon back in 2021, right? Now, Larry Fink has completely flipped. He is bullish on Bitcoin, he's bullish on the cryptocurrency space. And so Fink also mentioned on the call that BlackRock's ETF has achieved $23.3 billion of assets under management in the first 9 months. And so they will continue to pioneer new products to be making investing easier and more affordable. And so even in that clip we just saw there, Larry Fink mentioned Ethereum, right? And so with Ethereum being the main blockchain, there is going to be a ton of growth for Ethereum, right? There's a lot of focus on Bitcoin. However, I am looking at the bigger picture here, right? Ethereum is the platform that a lot of these cryptocurrencies are being built upon. And so I definitely think that's something to be paying attention to as well. We can see Grayscale here also has $13.87 billion of assets under management. Fidelity, $11.26 billion of assets under management. And so these are all the Bitcoin ETFs here. And so let's go ahead and take a look at inflows for the day, right? The first one to come in here is for Bitwise, BITB, nearly $100 million of inflows, right? And so that is massive here. If I take a look at a comparison here, let's go ahead and take a look at just the inflows for Bitwise since the launch of the ETF. And so we can see the last time that we reached over $100 million of inflows was on February 15th. And so it'll be very interesting to see the other ETF inflows for today, right? Especially for BlackRock. This is what everyone's paying attention to. Now we have not received those yet. However, their volume was high here. We had $1.64 billion of volume traded on IBIT, right? We can see for Bitwise here, they had $125 million of volume with $100 million of inflows. And so this could be massive for BlackRock, right? Especially with the price of Bitcoin continuing to increase. It's going to get more and more attention. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the overall market here. If we take a look at the big picture, I've been in cryptocurrency since 2017. And so these cycles are very similar, even though it may not feel like it sometimes, right? And so we are seeing a lot of ups and downs, right? However, there's a lot of similarities between the markets from 2017 to now. And so we can see with the halving here, which is all the yellow lines, we had the halving in 2017, we have the halving here in 2020, and then we have the halving this year. And so we can see before the halving here, we had a run up in the markets, and then we pulled back down, and then we had a bigger run up here. And so same thing in 2021, we had a run up before the halving, right? It continued past the halving, we pulled back down, and then we had a bigger run up. Same thing here, we pulled back down, right? We bottomed out there on this line, we ran back up before the halving, and then we started pulling back. And so I am expecting a bigger run up here again. And I think this will be happening here towards the end of Q4 and into Q1 of 2025. And so I'm very bullish on the cryptocurrency markets, with Larry Fink mentioning that he's very bullish on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, as well as utility will start kicking in and driving the price of many cryptocurrencies up. And so if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for future content. And also make sure to check out the link underneath the video to Margex if you're interested in leverage trading. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.